everybody. Today we are on Proverbs chapter 24. Don't envy bad people. Don't even want to be around them. All they think about is causing a disturbance. All they talk about is making trouble. It takes wisdom to build a house and understanding to set it on a firm foundation. It takes knowledge to furnish its rooms with fine furniture and beautiful draperies. It's better to be wise than strong. Intelligence outranks muscle any day. Strategic planning is the key to warfare. To win, you need a lot of good counsel. Wise conversation is way over the heads of fools. In a serious discussion, they haven't a clue. The person who's always cooking up some evil soon gets a reputation as prince of rogues. Fools incubate sin. Cynics desecrate beauty. If you fall to pieces in a crisis, there wasn't much to you in the first place. Rescue the perishing. Don't hesitate to step in and help. If you say, hey, that's none of my business, will that get you off the hook? Someone is watching you closely, Someone not impressed with weak excuses. Eat honey, dear child, it's good for you, and delicacies that melt in your mouth. Likewise, knowledge and wisdom for your soul. Get that, and your future is secured. Your hope is on solid rock. Don't interfere with good people's lives. Don't try to get the best of them. No matter how many times you trip them, God-loyal people don't stay down long. Soon they're up on their feet, while the wicked end up flat on their faces. Don't laugh when your enemy falls. Don't crow over his collapse. God might see and become very provoked, and then take pity on his plight. Don't bother your head with braggarts, or wish you could succeed like the wicked. Those people have no future at all. They're headed down a dead-end street. Fear God, dear child. Respect your leaders. Don't be defiant or mutinous. Without warning, your life can turn upside down, and who knows how or when it might happen. It's wrong, very wrong, to go along with injustice. Whoever whitewashes the wicked gets a black mark in the history books, but whoever exposes the wicked will be thanked and rewarded. An honest answer is like a warm hug. First plant your fields, then build your barns. Don't talk about your neighbors behind their backs. No slander or gossip, please. Don't say to anyone, I'll get back at you for what you did to me. I'll make you pay for what you did. One day I walked by the field of an old lazy bones and then past the vineyard of a lout. They were overgrown with weeds, thick with thistles, all the fences broken down. I took a long look and pondered what I saw. The fields preached me a sermon and I listened. A nap here, a nap there, a day off here, a day off there. Just sit back, take it easy. Do you know what comes next? Just this. You can look forward to a dirt-poor life with poverty as your permanent house guest. So there are a couple different things that I found interesting and I looked up in a couple different commentaries and I just wanted to share with you. I'm going to read a couple of the verses as I comment on them in the Amplified version as well, just to give a bit of a contrast. Verse 5, a wise man is strong, yes, a man of knowledge increases strength. So that is to say that wisdom is not a weakness. So as you are searching for wisdom and gaining it, don't fall into the trap that with true wisdom you are some sort of, I guess we tend to put it as beta, right? So the alpha male, for an example, would be somebody who chops wood, is super strong, whatever, and the intellectual is beta. But I don't really see intellect or, I don't really see our version of intellect as being wisdom necessarily. So you can be exactly who you are, but if you are searching for wisdom, that is not weak at all. So the fear of God, fearing God, being in awe of who He is, knowing that you have a greater creator above you. People who seek out wisdom are those who a lot of times create business or innovate things. So it is not someone who is weak at all. And it goes on to say that for by wise counsel you will wage your own war, and in a multitude of counselors there is safety. And so they use war because that was such a constant back then, and it was pretty much in their face. And remember, Solomon is a king, and so that was part of his job. And so he needed counselors around him to advise him on what was the wise strategy. And so think of seeking out counselors as a wise general would seek out counsel on what strategies to use in war, or a president would seek counsel to decide whether we should go to war or not, and Congress as well. So don't see this seeking of knowledge and wisdom, godly knowledge and godly wisdom, as something that is weak. So, going back to verse 1, I should have done that. Verse 1 in the Amplified says, "Do not be envious of evil men, nor desire to be with them. For their heart devises violence, and their lips talk of troublemaking." So we talked a couple videos ago about resentment, and how resentment can really harden your heart, and how it can pretty much lead you to not caring about yourself and not caring about other people. And envy is another thing that will really get into your heart and will lead you into pretty evil actions. And I mean, we see this, we know this just in the world, because we have lots of books and movies based on this sort of thing. It makes for an interesting plot, what envy led to that. And a lot of fairy tales actually talk about envy and use envy as sort of the darkness that infiltrates people into making them make poor decisions or bring vengeance upon somebody else. So envy can really bring you to ruin and bring you to some pretty evil actions. So be very wise and on the lookout for envy in your heart, in your emotions. Verse 10, "If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small." So you need to have strength. Adversity is going to come. Hardships are going to come. Life is not easy. Even in the Western world, life is not easy because humans tend to create problems where we have no problems. But life is not easy. Things come your way, and you can't be that person who just crumbles at the first sign of trouble. Christians are not supposed to be weak at all. They are supposed to be able to stand strong in their faith and their trust in the Lord. And so we need to take that to heart, that we are supposed to be very strong warriors for Christ, and warriors don't crumble at the first adversity, first sign of adversity. Verse 16, it kind of goes along with the same. "For a righteous man may fall 7 times. So a righteous man or woman who has strong faith in the Lord. "For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity." So if you are a righteous person, being somebody who is following the Lord and really seeking his wisdom and cultivating that relationship with him, that's a righteous person. That is what the Bible is talking about. You can fall and fall and fall, and you will get up again. And it is a truth, and it is almost a command. So that sort of blends together. You are righteous, you fall, you get up again and again. People came at Jesus all the time, and he just kept moving. I mean, they said some things to him and threatened him with things and did things to him that a lot of us would find as huge setbacks, as a sort of fall. If those things were to happen to us today, where our business is closed because people don't agree with us, or we're not allowed to go into a certain town, or, we're banned from doing certain things, or our reputation is just shredded apart, we would see that as a sort of fall, but we are to get back up again. We should get back up again. That should just be the normal reaction. That should just be what we do. We fall, we get back up. They come against us, we keep moving, we keep getting back up. Verse 11, "Deliver those who are drawn towards death, and hold back those stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, 'Surely we did not know this,' does not he who weighs the hearts consider it?" And so you have to you have to be careful, because as Christians, people who are standing for truth, we are to rescue those who are innocent, who are being led unjustly to the slaughter. So, and we are not allowed to say, oh, surely we did not know what was happening. That is not an excuse for the Lord. He knows your heart. You always have to remember that whether you can convince somebody else that you didn't know what was going on, God knows exactly if you knew or not. And so that should drive your actions. If you know of a kid being abused, if you know of somebody that is being wrongly accused, and it can seem like perhaps you would get mocked for it or set apart for it. That doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to the Lord. You are supposed to stand for righteousness and truth and justice always. You have a responsibility in doing that. And He knows if you know what's going on or not, and that should drive your actions. That should make you bear that responsibility with more soberness than to just sort of hide away from any trouble. So I'm going to stop there for chapter 24. It was a longer chapter and I could definitely go on, but again, I'm trying to keep the videos a little bit shorter. We will be back tomorrow with chapter 25 already. If you like this, please hit like, hit the subscribe button and the little bell if you want to be notified of more videos. I will be having a cultural rant coming out soon, and I will see you next time.